day, Anthony Joshua.
MMA striking coach, man I've known for over 20 years. And our unofficial scorer, Sean Wheelock, gave the opening round to the returning legend.
Here we go, live.
A close fight, so you know.
For AJ not having all his own way.
I think both guys actually take down.
Ching 2.
Body by Paul. There's the left hand.
Got it fairly wide, haven't you, Carl? I know Tony Bellew has too. Just seen Anthony Joshua so fast. Left foot comes
to it. His age, yeah, he's been pretty busy. Look at it.
Anthony Joshua. The Joshua.
With the right hand.
Oh,
Joshua misses with the right hand.
The Jake Paul vs. Anthony Joshua matchup played out like a slow-cooking heavyweight story. The kind of fight where time feels heavier with every passing second, and nothing comes without effort. It wasn't explosive right away. It was tense, deliberate, and built on patience.
Anthony Joshua, as we all know, never been down, amateur or pro. But there's some more.
It's almost a lazy jab. That's what he wanted.
Nose of Silva.
Very loose. To play a part in this.
From the opening bell, Jake looked relaxed and self-assured, light on his feet, snapping quick shots, trying to dictate tempo and show he belonged on that stage. Joshua, meanwhile, stayed upright and composed, eyes steady, movements economical, choosing to wait rather than force anything, letting the action come to him.
And this jab right there that really knocked Jake back. There we see that. Only one big shot, 2 points.
The matching with the right hand. So a lot of focus on Joshua's.
We'll find a pretty busy pace.
Should have the crowd like that. Traction, the glamorous. Looks in control, but up close as he tries the uppercut.
The early rounds felt like strategy wrapped in raw strength. Jake circled, feinted, and tested timing, while Joshua calmly judged distance, stepping just enough to remind him how confined the ring can feel against a seasoned heavyweight. As things settled, exchanges tightened, clinches turned physical, and the fight shifted into a battle of focus instead of speed.
2. Hook there. Ball out there. Combination from Silva.
Oh, the jolting right hand sends Joshua down. Anthony Joshua floored and hurt here in the 6th round.
Every time Joshua set his feet, you could feel the arena hold its breath. And every time the pressure crept in, you could see Jake digging deeper, refusing to rush, refusing to break. Halfway through, the fight transformed into something more serious, less about headlines and more about surviving moments, conserving energy, and choosing wisely under stress. No one panicked. No one folded. Each round became a real-time clash between belief and experience.
Very loose. To play a part in this.
And this jab right there that really knocked Jake back. There we see that. Only one big shot, 2 points.
The matching with the right hand. So a lot of focus on Joshua's.
We'll find a pretty busy pace.
Should have the crowd like that. Traction, the glamorous. Looks in control, but up.
By the later rounds, sweat, breathing, and resolve told their own story. Both fighters leaned on composure just as much as power. It wasn't flashy or chaotic. It was disciplined intensity. Ambition running straight into heavyweight reality. The crowd buzzed not because of one highlight moment, but because the fight itself demanded attention and forced everyone to wait for its answer.
In that ring, it's a dangerous place to be and anything can happen. And you hope your opponent leaves the ring safely, but if they don't, you know, you still have to go to bed at night knowing that you've just done your job. It wasn't personal.
I mean, yeah, look, I mean, it is a big task, but I mean, if this fight were 14 months ago or whatever, however many months ago you had the belt, then when I win, it would have been me becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. So
you would have beat me for the belt.
And you claim you're better than Tyson, all these people, so I mean, we'll see.
Even before a punch was thrown, the contrast was clear at the weigh-in. Anthony Joshua stepped on the scale at a solid 243.4 pounds, looking structured, balanced, and intentional. Not oversized for effect, but shaped like a heavyweight built for 12 demanding rounds.
Okay. 243.4. 243.4.
243.4, Mr. Anthony Joshua. 243.4. I'm gonna need all media to scoot back this way, guys. All media, scoot back. Security, help me out.
There was no excess, no showmanship, just the familiar presence of someone comfortable carrying size, strength, and responsibility. At that weight, Joshua looked optimized for control and endurance. Heavy enough to impose himself, yet disciplined enough to stay patient. It felt less like a flex and more like confirmation that he came prepared for real work, understanding that stability matters just as much as power at this level. Jake Paul followed at 216 pounds. Clearly lighter, leaner, and sharp, carrying the confidence of someone betting on conditioning and speed instead of sheer mass. His weight reflected a plan built around movement, rhythm, and stamina rather than brute force.
216.6.
Absolutely dialed! You listen to me, brother! When the ring bells, I'm coming in there and I'm coming on his ass! You know who I are! I are him! Let's go!
At 216, Jake looked ready and athletic. Not ignoring the size difference, but choosing efficiency over bulk and precision over presence. That gap on the scale didn't read like a flaw. It felt like a calculated risk. A belief that preparation, speed, and confidence could narrow the distance against a much heavier opponent. Those numbers told a story before the bell ever rang. 2 bodies, 2 philosophies, 1 ring, and very different ideas of how the night would go. And once those numbers made it clear this was serious business, AJ grabbed the mic and made one thing clear: don't mistake kindness for mercy. Listening to Joshua, it didn't sound like arrogance. It sounded like experience responding. He wasn't dismissing Jake. He was acknowledging him as dangerous in the only way that matters: belief. His message was simple. Underestimate someone who truly believes in himself, and you've already made a mistake. When AJ said, "You're getting the full AJ," it wasn't trash talk. It was a professional warning.
Do you think this guy's deluded?
Nah. Look, an amateur coming into the game with no experience, he's taking on some good names. They may be old, they may be from different combats in terms of MMA and so on, but he's got in the ring at a decent level, fought Tommy Fury and so on, so he believes in himself. I take it seriously, I respect it.
Yeah, but their levels, come on AJ.
No carrying anyone. No free rounds. No influencer shortcuts. Just a heavyweight doing heavyweight work. What stood out was how he explained it, like a technician, not a bully. Knockouts aren't random. They're built over time. You don't chase them, you construct them. And when he talked about integrity, that's where some fans missed the point. AJ wasn't here to play a role. He was here to do the job properly, because boxing doesn't reward cutting corners.
The fact that you've been Olympic champion, 2-time world champion, are you going to have to carry him to make it a spectacle? Or is he going to get the full AJ?
The full. The full. I've never gone in there and knocked someone out within 10 seconds. There's a methodical process to knocking someone out. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'm not planning on carrying Jake for 1 second more than I have to.
Sure, he smiled when talking about knockouts, because let's be real, everyone knows why boxing gets attention when punches land. But this wasn't hype. This was Joshua saying, don't expect me to soften it. At 243 pounds, with power in both hands and no interest in babysitting, he sounded like a man who knows who he is, what's required, and how thin the line is between entertainment and seriousness. When a heavyweight speaks this calmly and clearly, that's when you stop joking and start listening.
Saying, AJ, they want you to win by knockout. What do you make of that? People here in the States as well.
I love him. That's what we got to do. That's what we're supposed to do. From the days of watching Mike, whether it's Foreman, Shavers, why do people love boxing? They don't love it from fighters that box 12 rounds and look great technically. They want to see people getting knocked out. It's just the game I'm in. People got to understand it. And I know people know where I'm coming from. They are like, oh my God, he's so crazy. No, they want to see knockouts. I respect it. I love it.
Then Jake Paul stepped up, sounding like someone who had already accepted this moment long before it arrived. Listening to him, it felt like classic Jake Paul energy. Part manifestation talk, part main character confidence, fully convinced the universe signed off on his storyline. He wasn't shaken. He wasn't rushing. He spoke like this fight had been living on his vision board for years. Whether you buy into it or not, that kind of confidence is dangerous because it doesn't crack easily. When he says people don't see what he sees, I believe him. Not because he's right, but because belief like that lets you walk into chaos smiling. Even the Starbucks line felt perfectly on brand, corny, intentional, and strangely unforgettable.
And to be brutally honest, not many of them are rooting for you. Some have said to me, he's deluded. What would you say to them?
I know you got him picked. Like, that's what it is, you know. Of course, people don't believe in me. They don't see what I can do. They're not in the gym with me. So I don't blame them for having that opinion and thinking that this is a crazy fight for me, but I see something completely different that no one else sees, and they're going to get to see it in roughly 24 hours.
That's Jake trying to turn tension into familiarity. Shrink a 6 feet 6 inches heavyweight into just another character in his story. When he talks about nerves, meditation, breathing, and releasing energy, that's not fear. That's preparation dressed in influencer language. You can laugh at it, but you can't dismiss it. He brushed off scripted fight talk like it was nothing, saying this isn't a movie, while also acting like the world's about to revolve around him. And here's the part we have to admit. He never said this was easy. He called it the hardest thing he's ever done. That honesty makes the confidence hit harder. He wasn't reckless. He was locked in. Whether that belief survives contact is another debate. But walking into this moment relaxed, joking, breathing calmly, and showing zero intimidation says a lot. Jake Paul may be stepping into deep water, but he's doing it standing tall, smiling, and fully convinced this chapter ends exactly how he planned it. And in boxing, belief doesn't guarantee wins, but it absolutely makes fights uncomfortable.
What would it mean if you pulled this off?
Yeah, when I win tomorrow, I mean, it's going to be an incredible moment, but at the same time, I know that it's coming. So I'll be very happy, and it'll, shock the world. People will, the world will be turned upside down. But at the same time, it'll just be proving myself right, and I will be the, face of boxing, the king of boxing, and just continue from there into more big fights.
By the end of the night, this felt like more than just a fight. It felt like a pressure test for boxing itself. Experience, belief, preparation, and expectation all thrown into the same ring to see what broke first. One side brought years of discipline and calm execution. The other arrived powered by confidence, vision, and the refusal to feel out of place. That contrast made every moment matter. This wasn't about viral clips or flash. It was about how each man handled the weight once the noise faded and the work began. Now I want you in this discussion, because fights like this don't end with the final bell. Did experience control the night, or did belief push the limits further than expected? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Debate it respectfully. And if you're riding with Boxing Headquarters, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.